My name is Nathan Nowhere, and my speech is going to be on the importance of emotional support outlets for youth. Although many similarities between depression in adolescents and depression in adults exist, in adolescents the use of antidepressants is of concern and opinions that clinical managements are divided. Effective treatments are available, but choices are dependent on depression severity and available resources. When the article Depression in Adolescence stated this, it made me think about the use of therapy and counseling being more effective than solely using medication. What makes this topic significant is that our youth are our future. They're who the world depends on. It's gonna be run by them in the coming years. So we should be doing more to help them mentally, including addressing the stigma society has put on therapy. This is especially important with the prevalence of depression in youth today. So my credibility with this would be I have experienced depression as youth with and without some emotional supports. Just going through it, maybe being on medication and going through therapy. And I can say it was more effective for me personally when I had someone to talk to. So, what is depression and some of its causes? The article Depression in Children and Teens says that depression is caused by the imbalance of chemicals in the brain. It can be triggered by stressful events like losing a loved one, the breakup of a relationship, moving to a new school, bullying, abuse, and illness. The same article states that youth with depression may seem less confident or lose interest in things they used to enjoy. They may have trouble focusing and seem angry, grouchy, worried. Now, when talking about depression in youth, for me lately, I have seen an abundance of it. Within the last week, I have a friend I see every day. I see her son every single day. In the last couple weeks, mainly in the last week, I have seen him become more angry on and off. I mean, at the drop of a dime. I see him put himself down where he seems hopeless. I My friend's friend, who is 13 years old, I just learned about her. She's had multiple attempts on her life within the last couple months, and she is currently doing her fourth stint in a psychiatric facility. This is a 13-year-old. Now, me personally, this past weekend, I lost an 11-year-old family member, my niece, to depression. She felt hopeless. She felt like she had no other way out, and the world lost an 11-year-old baby to suicide. This has all happened in the last week, 2 weeks after I decided to go with this topic. The prevalence of depression in youth is very real, and it is becoming scary. So, when I talk about emotional support outlets, the benefits of these: increased confidence, higher success in school, better social interactions, and improved mood. This My friend's son that I see every day, I see him interacting all the time, and I see ways that it could be better, and things are going to start getting better for him soon. But I can see while watching him, seeing how if what he's going through, if it gets handled, how it can be better and he can have more fun in life. So when I think of emotional support outlets, I am talking about counseling and therapy. When I say counseling, I'm talking face to face, sitting down with someone, talking out the problems. Sometimes that works with people, sometimes it doesn't. And then there's therapy. When I say therapy, I'm talking about something interactive. So the two types that I find to be effective are the first being art therapy. Now, the American Art Therapy Association states that art therapy is used to improve cognitive and sensory-motor functions, foster self-esteem and self-awareness, cultivate emotional resilience, promote insight, and enhance social skills. The second being music therapy. The American Music Therapy Association states that music therapy is used to address physical, emotional, and cognitive and social needs of an individual. Treatment can include creating, singing, and listening to music. A personal friend of mine who I also see every day is a board certified music therapist. The other day, she was talking to me about what she was about to go do. She was going to speak to, I believe, a 12-year-old boy about the loss of his mother. She told me she was doing a lyric analysis. I asked her on what song. There is a song uh, artist that I'm very familiar with. I'm very familiar with the song, and it's just real raw emotion, him getting it out about losing his mother to a drug overdose. And when she told me that, my jaw dropped because I know how intense the song was. And she said that she was using that song to help him process the loss of his mother. So, what do we need to do as a society? How can this be helped? How can we give our children better access to these outlets? Well, a couple steps would be parents we need to be very watchful of our children and not afraid to seek help. If you think your child is going through this, it's not you're not going to cause a problem or you're not going to embarrass them by saying they need to see a doctor, by scheduling an appointment just to get them to talk to somebody. It may literally save their life. School staff, people who see them every day, well, maybe not at the moment, but normally, school staff, teachers, counselors, coaches, should be more aware of how their students are acting and how they're being and not afraid to speak up to the parents and tell them. Another big problem is the stigma society has put on therapy. We as a society, as a whole, need to see that these kids are our future. We need to address this problem, and there is nothing wrong with someone talking about something, a child talking about something with someone to help them. With the increasing number of depressed youth, these steps have to be taken to improve mental health of our future. Thank you.